Alright guys, welcome back to WTW World Tropical Weather, and in today's WTW video we're going to be having a bit of a different format in this video. So starting off with the Atlantic Basin here, we can see some general thunderstorm activity near the Bahamas, some of the United States as well, with some easterly African waves coming off of the coast now. We've got some general extratropical activity in the north as well, with general thunderstorms near Panama, Nicaragua, and in the South American continent. Pretty typical for the time of year, nothing to really shout out your mind that something may develop. However, the GFS is predicting a system to develop, potentially near Nicaragua, maybe making landfall on Nicaragua, but an Eastern Pacific storm the GFS is really certain on. Take a look at the Eastern Pacific here. Actually, we can see some good thunderstorm activity, convective activity blowing up, not expected to develop, however, but you can see some pretty decent thunderstorm activity in the eastern part of the basin, but the western part of the basin, you can see it sort of fizzles out due to wind shear and dry air intrusions. Here's the Central Pacific with the visible floater, because why not? You can see some thunderstorm activity south of Hawaii, with some convective activity to the very bottom left, with some as well to the east. But that is about it. Nothing really to shout your mind in the not the Western Pacific, sorry, the Central Pacific. Take a look at the Western Pacific now, actually. You can see I'll put an arrow where our extratropical Guchol is, because it is quite hard to see. But that is where our extratropical Guchol is currently, just off the coast of Japan. It is extratropical now, and it's going to be zooming off up north, possibly becoming quite a powerful extratropical storm system as that happens. Here's the Indian Ocean. You can quite clearly see Biparjoy in the Arabian Sea, expected to make a landfall in either India or Pakistan as a pretty powerful storm, probably a category 1 or 2 tropical cyclone. Looking pretty good on that imagery, as you can see, but nothing else really. Some general equatorial activity in the southern Indian Ocean regions near the equator, but that's about it. Taking a closer look at Guchol here, currently maximum sustained winds at 50 miles per hour with gusts up to 60 miles per hour, a pressure of 994 millibars, and the peak was 105 miles per hour. That peak has gone, and this is no threat to land. As of this time, the only threats I could really think of were very minimal, and that's just for Japan. It's just going to be a bit of a minimal surf threat, and that is about it. I doubt any major impacts are going to come from this storm system. Take a look at the estimates here. We've got ADT all the way down at 30 miles per hour. That is to be expected, though. This is now extratropical. AIDT surprisingly at 40. SATCON all the way up at 60, very surprisingly. D-Print at 40. We're going in the middle with 50 miles per hour currently. It's just your classical extratropical storm system. It will look pretty cool on visible imagery, but of course it's currently nighttime in the Western Pacific, so we can't get visible imagery yet. Take a look at Biparjoy here. Currently maximum sustained winds at 105 miles per hour with gusts up to 125 miles per hour. Minimum central pressure of 950 millibars, and the peak was 120 miles per hour. That peak has since gone, and this is a threat to land. India and Pakistan, a big threat to land, and as you can see the storm on the satellite imagery there, not looking too bad at all on that front, with maybe a developing eye wall sort of structure there. With that storm system, it looks definitely a lot better on the visible shortwave imagery than it does on any other infrared imagery. It's looking pretty decent on this imagery. Take a look at the estimates here. We've got ADT up to 100 miles per hour, AIDT at 90, SATCON at 105, D-Print at 100. We're going with 105 with SATCON. It looks pretty decent. It's probably between that 100 and 105 range. Take a look at our newest invest. I'm not entirely sure which one this is, but it is near Hong Kong. This is our newest invest. I believe it's 91W, but I may be wrong about that. Currently winds we're estimated to be around 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 40. A minimum central pressure of 1009 millibars. The peak is kind of unknown at the minute because it probably won't form, but it does have a short window to form. I guess we'll see if it does form, and this is going to be a threat to land. Rainfall threat for Taiwan and potentially parts of China as well. And it's going to impact potentially the islands, the Ryukyu Islands, potentially could get impacted by this investor, so we're going to have to watch out for mainly rainfall threats. The wind isn't going to be a big threat at all. Take a look at the estimates here. We're going to get 2 ATCF all the way down at 15 miles per hour. We're going with 30, and usually a storm system with minus 90 degree cloud tops anywhere has usually got 30 mile per hour winds. So we usually base it off that. Usually most investors, as soon as they form, always have 30 mile per hour winds because of that fact. The ATCF usually measures the actual lower level center winds, so they're going to be a lot lower with only 15 mile per hour winds, but generally in that convection there's likely 30 to 35 mile per hour winds. I guess we'll see what ASCAT says later on. On this day in 2004, Typhoon Shampoo, not its 2021 counterpart, but it was here in 2004. Its peak was 85 miles per hour, landfall at 85 miles per hour in Vietnam on this day. Of course, in 2021, it became a 185 mile an hour category 5. Not this time, though. Still a pretty powerful storm for Vietnam, mainly, of course, a rainfall threat for the region. And I believe there was a gust reported from this storm of, I believe, 120 miles per hour. I think it was pretty powerful. You can see it passed through the Philippines initially, came towards Vietnam while intensifying, and made that landfall. This storm system looks pretty good on satellite imagery. It was pretty decent, and yeah, 2004 on this day, the most powerful storm I could find on this day as well. Anyway, thank you for watching this update, this WTW video. Let me know how you thought it was. I'm just trying to experiment with new things, to be honest, but thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.